Welcome back to Top Talk TV, where everything comes off the top. Sorry, every time, right before we shoot, something funny happens, so that's why it seems awkward. But thanks for coming. Welcome back to Top Talk TV, where everything comes off the top. Today we're going to do something special, a little different, and react to top 5 best, the 20th luckiest people caught on camera. Why do I keep doing this?
Because it's fun? It feels good. You like it?
Maybe
it makes a good sound.
I maybe need to go to the gym. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Every day, millions of people try their hand at lottery tickets and slot machines, just hoping for a lucky break. But meanwhile, a select few find themselves face to face with unparalleled strokes of luck that are worth far more than a few $1,000,000. In today's video, we will be meeting 20 of the luckiest people ever caught on film. These 20 people were going about their lives just like you and me when the unthinkable happens, but as we will see, sometimes fate has other plans. All 20 videos we will see today are shocking, but you won't want to miss the number 1 entry on today's list because it is truly beyond belief. Let's get started, shall we? Number 20. Motorbike mishap. Motocross can be a dangerous sport, but most often for the people racing in it. In this video, we see a motocross racer who overshoots a jump and sends his bike flying into a large group of people. The man in the red hoodie narrowly avoids serious injury as he casually moves out of the way. Needless to say, this man is incredibly lucky, but he may also be the most oblivious of all the entries on our list. Number 19. Jet sitting. Motorcycle and car racing can be thrilling sports to watch, but believe it or not, plane racing is also a thing. As you can imagine, it comes with its fair share of risks, most of which you would expect to take place in the air. But in this video, we see a racer who is experiencing engine problems. Early on, we can see the pilot struggling to signal officials, but unfortunately, he's unable to attract their attention. And a few moments later, it leads to a situation you have to see to believe. Moments after the pilot began signaling for help, another plane takes off, nearly decapitating the motionless driver.
Whoa.
As we watch the footage, it is clear that this pilot was extremely lucky to make it out alive. Number 18. Car surfing. Dash cams have allowed people to capture all kinds of footage that would have ordinarily been reserved to anecdotes and retold stories. One such unbelievable moment was captured by a motorist on a busy highway. In this video, we see a motorcyclist speeding through traffic when a car switches lanes. Unfortunately, the speedy biker doesn't see this coming and collides with the back of the vehicle. Ordinarily, this would be a catastrophic accident that may have resulted in serious injury or death for the motorcyclist, but through a sheer stroke of luck, the biker does a full flip and lands atop the vehicle. Shortly thereafter, the vehicle stops, allowing the biker to jump off. Hats off. In this video from a Russian military exercise, we see numerous soldiers lined up in preparation to fire their weapons into the air. The practice seems to be similar to the American tradition of a 21-gun salute. In a 21-gun salute, all the soldiers stand single file, and this video makes it very clear why. As the 2 rows of soldiers fire their weapons, keep your eye on the 3rd man in the front row. As they discharge their weapons, his hat is blown off by a bullet fired by the soldier behind him. It's pretty easy to see how another inch of miscalculation may have cost this man his life. Number 16. Bucket list. Working around heavy equipment always carries an inherent risk of injury because, after all, anything can happen when you're tangoing with several tons of steel. In this video, we see a worker run out to grab something near a large excavator. Unbeknownst to him, the bucket attachment is clearly not attached properly and it plummets towards his head. Luckily, the unsuspecting worker gets out of the way just in time, but this situation nearly had a far worse outcome. Number 15. Shark cage. Most people go out of their way to avoid any encounters with sharks. However, some thrill-seeking folks want to get as close as they safely can. In order to accomplish this, there is such a thing as a shark cage. These cages allow people to dive with sharks while minimizing their risks. At least for the most part, because unfortunately in this video we see an adrenaline junkie in a cage, but unfortunately one of the sharks he's trying to observe manages to breach the cage, and before long the diver is trapped in the small space with a ferocious and panicked carnivore. The fast-acting crew of the boat allows the shark to escape and are then able to rescue the diver. Most people don't get to tangle with a shark and come out unharmed, but this lucky diver did just that. Number 14. Busted. In this harrowing video, we see a car cut in front of a bus. The vehicle quickly loses control and veers into oncoming traffic. But what no one expected was that the oncoming vehicle was a large commercial truck. The car gets smashed by the oncoming truck before coming to a rest in front of the bus. But to everyone's astonishment, the driver is perfectly fine, and in fact begins climbing out of his mangled car within seconds of it stopping. That is one lucky guy, let me tell you. Number 13. Trains. In this video, we see an 18-wheeler approaching a railway crossing, but unfortunately, before he is able to fully cross the tracks, he becomes entrapped by the crossing bars with only seconds to react. Unfortunately, there really is nothing to do in this situation. The semi fails to move, and in a horrifying scene, we see the truck get eviscerated into a million pieces. Yet somehow the cab survives, and the driver emerges unharmed. Number 12. Blissfully unaware. Of all the lucky people we're looking at today, none were as unaware of their situation as number 12. This skier was recording footage of their run when, unbeknownst to them, a bear began pursuing. Luckily, the bear was unable to keep pace with the speedy skier and eventually stopped chasing. However, watching the footage, it is clear that had the skier crashed or even slowed down, the outcome could have been grisly, to say the least. Number 11. Van in a park. This surveillance footage from a local park shows people gathered with family and friends when the unthinkable happens. A van veers wildly out of control on a nearby road and blasts straight through the park. Thankfully, yet unbelievably, it narrowly misses several people before coming to a stop at the other side. The people in this park were lucky to have avoided serious injury. Number 10. Pole luck. In our next video, we see a young woman walking down the street, but little did she know that it was almost her very last day on Earth. As she makes her way along the sidewalk, a vehicle behind her loses control and starts aiming straight for her. However, only moments before plowing her down, the car's journey is cut short when it collides with a light post. Thanks to that post, the lady in this video survived with nothing more than a very large amount of fright. Number 9. Look both ways. As children, most of us are taught to look both ways before crossing the street, but in this video we see a woman with a small child rushing across a busy street. The pair pass in front of a work van, but just then a car comes barreling towards them. The woman yanks her child out of the way as the car misses them by inches. This incredible moment is a testament to why you should always be extra careful when crossing the road in high traffic areas. Number 8. Bike versus bike. Depending on who is saying it, the word bike can mean either a traditional pedal bike or a motorcycle, and there is quite a big difference between the two. In this footage taken by a motorcyclist, we see a bicycle pulling out in the middle of the road. All of a sudden, the cyclist finds himself directly in the path of the motorcycle. With some swift handling, the person riding the motorcycle is able to narrowly avoid the lucky cyclist, who would probably be a little bit more cautious in the future. Number 7. Age restrictions. Chances are that whatever this contraption is, it was probably intended for children. But the 4 people in this picture aren't much on age restrictions. The 4 of them decided to take a spin, but unfortunately the structure couldn't hold their weight and it comes crashing down with one large metal pole. That pole narrowly missed the man in black. Had it hit him in the head, it is hard to say what might have happened. But what we know for sure is that he is mighty lucky to escape without serious injury. Number 6. Explosive situation. What exactly happened in this video is unclear, but what is certain is that the woman on the right-hand side was mere inches from getting hit by the sudden blast from a nearby apartment. Number 5. Plane to sea. In this video, 2 planes full of skydivers managed to collide in mid-air. This high-flying catastrophe is rare enough, but what is truly remarkable is that not a single person was injured in the collision. Number 4. Satellite fright. In this video, we see a worker sitting on a pipe when out of nowhere a satellite dish falls out of thin air and misses his head by a matter of inches. Despite being more than a little surprised, this man walks away uninjured only moments later. Number 3. Wholehearted idea. For many people, summer is a time to spend in the great outdoors, camping or maybe chilling by the pool, which is what this guy was doing when he decided to try a backflip off of the roof. In the video, we can see how he narrowly avoids landing on the edge of the pool. After this, he might consider investing in a proper diving board or life insurance.
He's like, yeah!
Now it's time for the day's best pick. My pick for today may be a bit chilling to parents of small children. Number 2. Lucky Scooter. In this video, we see a young child who has sped away from his mother on a toy scooter. The child comes out of the parkade and into a busy roadway where cars on both sides slam on their brakes in hopes of avoiding the young child. Thanks to the fast action of drivers that day, everyone was able to stop in time, and seconds later the boy's terrified mother chases after him. Thankfully, this story has a happy ending. We've seen some terrifying footage today, but now it's time for our #1 luckiest person caught on camera.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
#1. Wobbly Truck. In this video, we see a combination of luck and skill as this 18-wheeler carrying large metal pipes rocks violently from side to side. But even as the trailer teeter-totters dangerously from side to side, the brave driver forges on, eventually managing to right the massive load and continue on his way. Have you ever had a near miss like we've seen in today's video? Well, let us know in the comments section down below. Want even more crazy videos with some interesting circumstances? Well, why not check one of the 2 videos presented up above? And with all that said and done, that is our video for today, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you next video.
Thank you, Top 5 Best. That was really nice.
I love these kind of videos, man.
The bicycle dude who just wasn't paying attention and the motorcycle missed him.
Right.
That one, I think the motorcycle dude could have just slowed down or hit the horn and be like, dude, pay attention.
Right.
The other really lucky one that I liked was when the kid went out there. The lucky part of that to me is the guy on the cars that stopped, they weren't on their phones or something. Because if they were on their phones or something, that kid would have got wiped.
Right.
And man.
Right. And you know, it's like you really do have to be aware, pay attention, like up, down, all around, even sideways. That's crazy. Like all the stuff that just was like the pieces of equipment happening to fall off, like.
Yeah, they all were very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky people.
Yeah. And you were right. Yeah, I was getting like, because I forgot it was.
Yeah.
As we were watching this, I got caught up, and I'm like thinking that something is gonna happen. But yeah, you're right. My dramatics.
Yeah. No, it's just like it's your natural motherly instinct to do that.
The most dim phenomenon in the world.
Like when you drive and stuff, and say you're driving and you got your son in the car or something like that. You're driving, you have to hit the brakes. Do you go like that?
Yeah.
I knew it.
I do.
Yeah, I'm like, if she's doing that to me, just imagine when she's in the car.
I'll look back. You know, when he was younger, he had to sit in the back. Yeah. Because one time, I was driving and the car seat. The buckle came undone when you know, because you put the car the buckle underneath the car seat, right? And my son tilted.
On turn?
I freaked out. Yeah, and it was like a truck, so I had to get around the truck to get my baby back up because he was gonna fall forward. After falling aside, I could see what was happening. It was, man, that was Troy.
Yeah,
that was so. And he was like, "Mommy, you scared me." And I was like, "It's not my fault." But okay, I was like, right. I was like, "Yeah, baby, that scared me too." I said, "Right, I did."
So that's one of your scary moments.
Yeah, because of how it was happening, and then the whole truck situation. It was, and then I was on the freeway, so you know you have to keep a certain speed.
I have 2. One is I was at a homeboy's house. We all barbecues, family and everything. I go dive in the pool, right? I'm thinking the pool, regular size pool, but no, it's like a 10-foot pool. So I dive head first into the pool with my eyes closed. As soon as something told me to just open my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, I saw the bottom of the pool coming up. I put my hands up and I bumped my head on the back of my hand. And I came up and I was like, "You idiot, why did you close your eyes?" Because if something told me to just open my eyes, and when I opened them and put my hands up just in time for my head to hit the back of my hand instead of hitting the bottom of the pool.
Oh, wow.
And I was, ever since then, on that day, all I did was just put my feet in the water and go into the jacuzzi and put my feet in the water there. I didn't dive no more that day. Really? I was like, dude, what were you thinking? And another time, some really close stuff happened to me. Well, I can go 2 more stories.
Right.
One, I was pissy drunk in Virginia, and I borrowed a friend's car because I left something on base, and I'm totally drunk. And people were telling me, I drove out and I sat at the red light for like about 4 red lights. And then they said when I saw people coming over to say something to me, I started driving and I drove the car and I crashed the car. And the guardrail came all the way into my friend's car. I'm in the driver's side, but it came like maybe 3 inches to me. And I'm knocked out in the car. And
oh wow,
that's the reason why I don't drink and drive, because of incidents like that.
Right.
So that's another incident. Last incident is in the service again. Chilling with some friends. There's 4 of us in the car here, a few friends in the car over there. We all talking smack to each other about what we gonna do at the courts, basketball courts. And so we driving down the street. I'm in the back seat behind the driver. I have another friend in the front seat, another friend in the back. The driver's stupid self is talking smack to somebody in the other car, and the person in the front seat is not telling them what's coming up first, because a bus stopped at the bus stop. The bus was in front of us, but it stopped. Right. And the driver kept talking, and bam, we ran right into the back of the bus. Guy in the front seat had his elbow pushed all back into his arm. Driver had the chest all into him. The guy next to me smashed into the front. He got some kind of injury too, I think a collarbone or something. But me in the back seat behind the driver, paying damn attention, and I sit a certain way when I'm in a car. When we hit, I'm the only one that didn't get injured.
Really?
I'm the only one in that car out of the 4 people in that car that did not get injured.
Wow.
I sit with 1 foot forward and I have another foot kind of like stern.
Right.
And I always
to brace yourself.
Yeah, to brace myself. In case like something hit us from the side or whatever, I can react whatever way I reacted. It was just a natural instinct.
Wow.
So those are 3 incidents where I could have been like bumped off the planet.
Right.
And it didn't happen. And I hope no more of those incidents happen again.
Right. Oh, you got lucky like
yes,
yeah.
very lucky. Very lucky.
Good job, right?
All right, you guys. That's our reaction to Top 5 Best, the 20 luckiest people caught on camera.
And if you guys have any stories you want to share, please comment down below.
Yes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time on Top Talk TV.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.